Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Psychology Eats. So, what's eating you? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I hope this video finds you in great mental health. I hope everything is going well for you. If this is your first time visiting my channel, hello. I am a reaction channel, and I do reactions on whatever I really feel like doing a reaction on. I'm also a 30-year vet in the field of mental health and psychology. And so I'm going to throw that spin on the video. I think I might even go ahead and diagnose Puffy. Anyway, y'all saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. I watched all 4 episodes on Netflix of the P. Diddy, The Reckoning documentary. And so we're going to talk about it a little bit. We're going to talk about it a lot. Well, a little bit and a lot. And just kind of, what did we learn? I think that's a probably important piece to talk about. What did we learn? What did you already think you knew about Diddy? I think a lot of things have already been said, but I think I knew all I needed to know about him when I watched him beat Cassie down to the ground. Let's watch the clip again. In this clip, we see that Cassie is leaving what we now know the room that she shared with Diddy in the hotel. I guess they had been fighting and she, ran out without her shoes. Here he come running down the hall. And then we're going to watch how he physically assaults her. And from what we now know, this was common in their abusive relationship. And so let's look at some clips from the actual documentary. So after watching the documentary, I think what I learned is that what a lot of people learned is that Sean Combs is a sexual deviant. I think we could see by his actions that he had a particular liking for sexual acts that will be considered abnormal or deviant. We learned that he may or may not have been involved in the unalivement of Biggie and Tupac. We definitely learned also that the women in Puffy's life, he groomed them. It sounds like he was like a knight in shining armor, like a lot of abusive men are initially in the relationship. And once they get their victim to be dependent upon them, to fall in love with them, that is when the abuse starts. And then for a lot of victims, it's difficult for them to leave the relationship, especially if they have children. And so, although we didn't hear from, which was interesting, his baby mothers that are alive, that 50 Cent, because we know that 50 Cent was like an executive producer on this project. And so I guess he couldn't get them to cooperate and be a part of this documentary. First of all, I think it was smart of them not to involve themselves in it because Puff is getting out. He's going to get out. And because they have adult children with them, and I think a few of the ladies have still like young kids. And so they have to deal with him. And do I think that he could change and be a different man? Anybody can change. Anybody is capable of change. Absolutely. Now, in psychology, in my belief, that some disorders are, there's so concrete in the brain and the way that it shows itself. I think that he does have a personality disorder. I believe people are going to throw out narcissism. I usually don't like to throw that out because I think it's an overused psychological term. But in the case of Diddy, he appears to fit that criteria, plus anger issues. He's admitted himself that he's addicted to multiple drugs. Oh, I know I learned something else. I didn't know that cocaine came in different colors: pink, blue, green. I only known it to be white, but I guess they mixing colors in it, and I don't know. I was surprised about that. Um, but I think I take a lot some of the things that were said because I know 50 Cent is behind the series, and I know, and we all know how petty he is. I also know that 50 hates Diddy because Diddy was in a long-term relationship with 50's his youngest son's mother, I think Daphne, in which he was 50, I mean, Diddy basically treated her like a prostitute. And so although 50 pretty much hates Daphne, it's still like, how could you? And so overall, I don't think I personally learned a lot. Comment down below. Did you learn anything new? Or how are you, how do you think you're going to be as far as your acceptance of Puff when he comes back out in society? Most of us won't have any contact with him. Him coming back into society is not going to change our lives one bit. But will you bop to any new music? Will you bop to any new Diddy music? Me personally, I would like to see healing, true healing from him. Um, I wouldn't predict as a professional, like if he was my client, of course I'm gonna go into it with unconditional positive regard and empathy. But I would definitely like to get to his emotional childhood. Did he have childhood trauma? I think that's still a mystery. Um, I know that they're trying to say he was abusive to his mom, and his mom might have been, did some shady things too. I don't know. But comment down below, what do you think about the series?